Hello, welcome to a little bit of a talk I'm going to give about a WordPress theme I've developed, which I just need to do some work on now, so I thought I might as well give a bit of a talk and overview of how this has been developed. So, what have I developed it with? Let's just go through that first, just clear some stuff that I didn't need. So, this website WordPress theme has been developed. WordPress themes are, this is a custom WordPress theme as well, so I've used a minimal framework and then just basically made it my own. Essentially we're in CSS and HTML, PHP. So what am I using? I'm using Visual Code Studio as my IDE so that I can code, and that's quite nice, easy to use. Yes, Webcomic 2.0 in the feed. This is on my local computer. Then transferring everything over on FTP. I'm not going to show you too much of that because it's got password, but then let's get the right folder actually. I'm just going to give an overview of how I do things when I'm making WordPress sites. Let's see where we are. There we go. So, Webcomic 2 in directory, Webcomic 2.0, comic. There's all my core WordPress theme files. Oh yeah, shit, I need to connect to the server. That's my local side. I need to connect to the server, it's all set up. I'm not going to go into the details of that. Blah blah blah, put HTML, content, you go into themes, wrong site, I need to get to my, just go into it. I've got a subdirectory for all my sites set up, so what I do on my main theme website is basically create password protected directories which I can then work in. This is my process. And then, okay, right, so we've got, this is all the WordPress core. We want to go into content, themes, and then go into the specific directory that we want to be in, which in this case is Webcomic 2.0, so we're up to the same. Just check there. Obviously an important thing just to make sure that all your directories are synchronized as much as you can do that. This is using PHP obviously, so yeah, that's important. Right, let's look at the code of this and let's boost this boot. Let's get it up as well. So, reload everything again. This is the webcomic theme that I developed. What it is essentially a responsive all platforms, designed for all platforms. It takes images, however many images you put in, and then makes them so that they present as you'd expect a nice comic to do, essentially. So you can go on, you can navigate through the scroll bar. You can also, now this is the last bit I have to fix in a minute because it was fine on the Bootstrap version it did, but it needs fixing on this. So wow, look at that, it's pretty magic, isn't it? What's doing that? What is doing that? So you go on inspect. Let's have a look. Let's just, and also you can see it works on mobile because that's the mobile view. So that's nicely. So let's have a look. So what happens when I click this? See what's happening there. So we've got an image class there, and on this class I've put make it fit, which is this here, CSS here. I'm just seeing in the web developer plugin on Google how that works. What's happening here is you've got a bit of with JQuery that's been manipulated. So basically, image class. So it's just moving along that view every time I'm doing it. The jQuery for that is in a file called custom.js. So I want to talk a bit about. I think I need to modify some of this, obviously, because I need to fix this function in a minute because it's actually broken. Function open nav. A function is just is something you write in JavaScript so that you've basically got a block of code that you can perform. And it's time. This is jQuery, so it's slightly different because you've got you've got like keywords that you can use, so like get document and then get element by AD, my side, so document, so where are we? Use nav, open nav, that's a different thing. This is the animate, right, so this is the selector here for div. So for on click, right, let's just go into how we write a simple function like that with jQuery. I need to, some of this needs tidying up in terms of layout as well. That's bad, that's my bad. But as I said, I'm just going through this as I would in my mind. Okay, that doesn't need to be there. I've just got there as a debug. This is good. I mean, what? This is good to demonstrate a good way to format your code. Debug for scroll width. I don't know if it's coming up actually in the console yet, but div animate for now. Div animate right equals that's the time function animation complete. Now that is working as far as I can tell. So four is the where's 4, right? So 4, that's like a ID selector 4, and that is saying on that ID selector being clicked, perform this function. There's a variable scroll width, which then selects the selector image, make it fit. Clip width, so this, and then it animates that. The animates div and adds 500 pixels onto it, which is then you get the scrolling animation thing. So let's just break this down, right? So let's go on to like it's just a 4,000 now, right? So let's just click that again. I'll get this annoying view off actually because it's pissing me off. Sorry if there's apologies for swearing. I'll get it bigger at least. Oh, fuck. No. Reset it. This is the bug I'm talking about. I need to fix. Get this on the side because it's annoying me on the thing. Basically going over everything you really need to know, to be honest, when you just do these PHP builds, or everything basic from in my way I do it anyway. So right, there we go, and you'll see as well this, look at that, look how lovely that is. Ooh. So that does that the positioning, this bit needs to be tidied up, but so obviously, like, there you go, so it just moved 500 pixels, that's jQuery. That's a little bit of implementation of jQuery on the theme. That's the thing that means. So I'm basically starting from the ground up because that's what needs fixing. So what works? We've got this nice little menu on the side, a little burger menu there, like 3 bars, which you can just click on. Nicely opens up. This nicely scrolls. If obviously that is something I need to fix, but like I said, I've kind of started off by saying that is the main feature I need to fix. What else we got on this? An about page, which has got its own separate template, from what I remember. Yeah, so yes, just let's save that template. So I'm just have to rejig my memory for the so we've got, because I've used I've used I'm just trying to remember what the specific. There we go. Oh, this is one. This is just one readme on it. There you go. So this is this whole theme is based on it's been built with a underscores. I'm just going to go onto the website for that because it's been a while since we've been on here. Underscores WordPress. There we go. Start theme for WordPress. So there you go. This is what I've used as the base for this, and it's just nice. It's really just good. I mean, it's just nice. I kind of got the hang of it pretty fast because I've done child themes before, but this is a whole other. Making my own custom theme was like a whole other kettle of fish, and I had very specific criteria for this. For the guy I was doing it for, he needed. He's a very good artist, Augustus, that's Lennis. He needed very specifically for this to be very much and like we're just reading a normal traditional comic, except in the form of a website. So we needed to do something really quite special. And yeah, so this is the chapter menu. This bit needs a bit of fixing. I'm not going to. This is the whole point of why I'm doing this video. So yeah, this is just the posts. So latest posts in a minute go into chapters. So they get automatically added to that menu there. Let's go into that. Page search. So I've replicated all the initial div which are based on Bootstrap. So all the templating work I've done essentially was done with Bootstrap just to speed things up, and then some custom classes. So custom JS for the CSS, Bootstrap CSS. That's just your standard Bootstrap. Minimize Bootstrap. This is my custom CSS. Now, I know, it's there's a lot, and there's no denying that, and I do not deny it. But I've written a lot of CSS here, obviously, and I need to pick up on less in Sass. Probably, I keep on hearing, but this actually did benefit somewhat from being able to customize it this much, but I'm led to believe that using less or Sass you can really speed it up even more in terms of just like pre-compiled CSS. So, but I mean, I know all these CSS. I know all these CSS phrasing commands off the top of my head, like padding, transition. Well, transition not so much, but all this stuff like margin, box border model, etc., padding, yada yada. We've got some media query stuff here. That's terribly laid out. I apologise for that, but that's just my mistake. So we've got a lot of little glitchy kind of like quirk stuff in there, like for different browsers and such. So that's the custom CSS. I'm not going to go over it too much because there's just no point. There's got the JavaScript here, custom JS, which is just JQuery. There's this is JQuery navigation JS. Content sidebar, Webcomic content sidebar. That's just CSS that I've done for the content. I think that's just came with it. I can't remember if I customized any of it. Content none. I just had to replace some of the divs. I think in here. Yeah, so this is new. This is the stuff I added. So let's have a look. So where's your index? PHP. Yeah, that's just like the one of the index template. So say have you. Let's go over a bit of PHP then as well. Have we got have posts, if is home and is front page and is not front page header, then you generate the header there. And if while have posts get template, and that grabs the content template content none, get sidebar footer. Okay, header. So this is the header, right? Easier way to explain this. So this website doesn't really have a traditional header in the traditional sense of the word, but obviously in the syntax of the web, I have to have it conform to HTML5. I have to include that because obviously it all gets bung. That's the file. Oh, this is a really easy way to do it. So this is the hard-coded website that I made, right? So this is the code which is done in HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript. which then translated to PHP. So you've got HTML5 declaration, like meta tags, just like what font families I'm using and stuff, CDNs, script, JavaScript. That is just to fix a quirk. So removable orientation doesn't have to do a fix for this. Reload website where a web page when removable orientation changes, because when the orientation changes, the actual the view wasn't changing essentially. Okay, div class container fluid is the main container for the entire site. So there's a container around all of this, which then helps it be responsive. Side nav. That's a side nav. There's a bit of JavaScript there. Class close button and on click close nav. It's vanilla Java's JS there. I think well, this is the class for each one of these. Could probably done that better, but that's what it is. Button type. Click nav backwards. So this is just the source one. So index PHP. Blah 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 blah. License PHP. Pretty tight now. So right, your footer there. That's just the footer for the site, and it's just some WordPress stuff in there. Comments, notes. I've not done anything to that because I don't need to. So the main real work that I've done has been here in the article ID. Container class 3.0. Just to go have to read over some of this because it's been a while since I read it. Div class row fluid, which is just one of the classes using CSS. Let's look at some layout maybe. No, that's just that's a bootstrap. That's a bootstrap class, which is nice. So you don't have to really arse around too much. I'm just going to zoom this in a bit. How do you do it again? Probably too much. This should be big enough. Yeah, row fluid. Strip scroll menus. I've got two classes on that, so I've applied two classes onto one div. That's because of this has got some. Those could probably just be put into one class, but it's just the nature of the beast as you're going along with this thing, and especially if it's a complex. Because it's PHP, you have to bear in mind programmatically how things are going to work. So you're just meshing together those two. I've been meshing together the original HTML and then trying to mesh it into the PHP, which using I've got an array here. So array for the PHP array for the pages loading up. That needs fixing. Like some of my formatting's a bit off. Like I said, I'm not going to fix probably some of it now. I don't know why that's in there twice actually, but check that. That might have been causing a bug. Was that supposed to be? Okay. Div. Okay. Anyway, so that's that. You can read it. Make what you will of it. And what I want to do now is I want to try and fix that bug. Let's try and do it on the fly as well. So this will be interesting actually, because I'll test my abilities and let's just see how fast I can get it done. And also I'm recording this as well, so it's kind of a challenge to myself, so that's kind of cool. So we've got, it's moving 500 pixels. What it's moving is what I have to determine now. I'm not quite sure where I've positioned it, if I've positioned the button correctly, so let's just inspect that. This is good for the insight on the debugging process, so I'm going to have a look. This is just an I class with an icon in it. We'll have a look, see what it is actually calling. And the console, there we go. So ages. So we can see into the. Oh, you're right. So. No, right. Okay, real. So that's the. On the console now, you can see that I put a console message out there on there. Even so, let's go into the custom JS again because this is where we need to be looking. So, as you can tell before, as I was going on about before, banging on about before, I've got a I'm in the CSS now, that happens all the time. Custom CSS, I'm in now, this is the console log, so what it's printing is nothing. So, console logging nothing. So, image, make it fit, I need to look into the CSS. Does that class even exist? That might be the problem. Okay, so yeah, you see that. So that's being called. The function's being called, but it's not. There's a good, decent way to. And also, what I do when I'm debugging JS is also JQuery, JS. Same thing, really. On click function called. Oh, for flip's sake. My phone just fell on the freaking floor. On click function called for. Forward button, and this now should just an output. There. That's magic, isn't it? Look at that, the error message went away. Oh my god. Okay, right, I just need to refresh the site. Oh wait. Oh yeah, because we're running it. Well, I'm running it on the server actually. Oh yeah, shit, of course. Dickhead. I have to re-upload the file. That's all because I've changed it, and then I have to upload it to the server. Now this is very slow. Usually the best way to do this would be to have a virtual server running, or just a virtual machine basically. You can do it in command line now, which I can do on command line now, which is a lot faster, but I just started doing it this way, so I'm just carrying on because I can't be bothered to have to go through it all again. Custom. Okay, bollocks, what? Motherfucker. Excuse my language. Shut the fuck up. Custom JS, where I'm in the book folder. My directory structure a bit nicer, it's in Webcomic, so that's where I fucked up. Oh, that's where just try to clear cache in. Oh, come on, seriously. I was just forgetting before as well. Anyway, this is kind of pointless now. So this is going to take me ages to figure out because I need to sort out my directory structure. Anyway, I'll just make my fat face bigger. That's been a bit of an exploration of a WordPress theme which I've worked on. Obviously I'm criticising my own work, critiquing my own work, and which is important to do as a developer, and looking back at work you've done in the past is important. I still need to fix that bug, and I'm going to do it. I just have to drill down into the code, which is my job for the rest of the day. Or, well, actually, it shouldn't take that long, probably 2 or 3 hours. Max, I think, probably less. I literally just have to like smarten up my code structure on some places. Most of it's alright actually, most of it's pretty consistent, but yeah. So that's been, I've been Noir Vortex, Chris Cobra, which is my real name. and that has been a exploration into a WordPress theme, how to develop a WordPress theme from scratch, using, well, not from scratch actually per se, but with like a minimal template, so you don't have to literally code all the PHPs for yourself, which is useful obviously, and sometimes, and it can be done. I've done it with one thing I've made before in the past, but yeah, it can be a time consuming process doing that. I could show that actually, I'll show that another time. That's a half finished project, City of Shadow PHP version. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now, so thank you for watching if you have. I know it's been probably quite long, but you should hopefully have got some little nice bits of information there which you'll find useful if you want to learn PHP still. Now, PHP is still the most widely used language on the internet for most server-side websites, so it's worth learning still. I mean, obviously Python is good. I've heard very many good things about Python. I can't program in Python, I don't know it. I have friends who do, and they say it's very good. You've probably got a few legacy things which still run on .NET. JavaScript is becoming more popular in terms of like as a server side, and from my experience with that, it's very powerful for a lot of things. But anyway, I'm not going to ramble too much on about the state of web development and different programming languages on the web. I'm just going to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it's had occasionally funny moments as well as being informative, because that's kind of what I aim for, very honest, informative, and kind of discussion of things. So, give me any comments, leave them positive. Please don't troll. I mean, I'm getting really bored of it. I mean, I've done political things recently, so I'm kind of getting a lot of kind of alt-right types, I guess, just to go on banging on about how I'm Jewish and all this, and it's just like, I'm not, anyway, it doesn't really matter. But anyway, regardless of that, let's not end on a negative note. I hope I've helped you with the coding, and yeah.